So we are finally at the construction site, and so we are in the midst of building it up. So my question is, when you first envisioned this project, what were your thinking, what were your goals, what was your vision? And then now as you actually manufacture, as actually make it, what were the challenges in between, and how is the project going?
So we have been collaborating for more than 10 years.
Almost 15 years.
Almost 15 years. Starting from small thing, then became stool, became table, and our collaboration between crafts and architecture and structure that we have been talking about sort of tea house. Ito-san was asked by 광주 Foundation that the circularity is the theme of the pavilion. We thought this urushi kanshitsu material is perfect for the theme of circularity. That's the beginning. But of course, there has been quite a bit of challenge because urushi is not normally used for external usage. And Professor Toki has, together with the craft people, developed UV resistance, fire resistance, and many other aspects of this new urushi application in architecture scale.
So, though you didn't actually build at architecture scale before this project, you were already ready. You were dreaming of a tea house.
Yeah, actually, I never thought about this huge scale, real size architecture. When I heard this project from Canada-san for the first time, I thought that the time has come finally, because we've been talking about something new or something, a large scale project in the future.
So because everything was new, so what are the different kinds of challenges? UV was one, another was structural capacity.
Yeah.
Structural capacity.
And also way of making, way of construction, and sharing the work between Japan and Korea and collaborating together, all has been sort of new for everyone, and it has been challenging.
Urushi, the kanshitsu technique, in Korea we call it konchu, at furniture scale. And in my understanding, inside the furniture there was also a kind of honeycomb structure. So in the units there is a honeycomb, but apparently they, at a furniture scale and architecture scale, the dynamic is very different. So when we were sort of like thinking through how to design it, what kind of process, how did the two of you work on that?
Last year, we have a more small scale mock-up for this project. At that time, we had a very thin paper honeycomb inside, but strength is not enough. So we've been talking about more strong, and we are looking for a new material, or maybe not new, maybe anyway, so more stiff, strong paper. So we found it, and so we have this new paper inside here.
So I remember we were talking about the kind of material composition, and so there was idea that maybe wood would be one possibility, paper was also considered. But for example, what would the difference be from the fiber that we are now using and a wood frame?
We have tested the basic structural characteristics of urushi kanshitsu, and we know that it's about the same with the timber, actually, because it's a timber product, but it's much easier to mold into the shape that we want.
Okay.
And also from the sort of new material, new sort of combination of craft and architecture, we wanted to make sure that the kanshitsu sheet is the structure. So the honeycomb inside is helping, or actually preventing the kanshitsu sheet from buckling.
So this is it seems like it's a combination of several hollow structures coming together,
Yes.
and the surface itself sort of brings the structural forces.
You see is the structure and also the finish, the
Okay.
really craft level finish. And that's the beauty of kanshitsu, sort of, crafts material and also structural.
On the other hand,
Yeah.
for somebody in architecture, people might criticize this is too craft-based. This cannot be broadened to general architectural practice.
Right.
So we would have another side of the criticism.
Right.
So how would you respond to people who say, "Oh, you've made a beautiful thing. It's beautiful, but what is the wider application?" and
Right.
why?"
That it's actually not just all technique. Yes, it has the sort of origin more than 1,000 years ago. But for example, the way we manufactured this kanshitsu sheet is quite inventive. And also we use laser cutter to cut it to the exact shape. And we modeled in 3D format, and everything was digitally actually designed. So in a way, from craft's point of view, it's a very contemporary sort of a mixture of old technique and new. And from architecture point of view, in a way, it's very advanced in terms of digital fabrication. But as you said, this is not applicable for mass customization. Not mass customization, mass production. But the theme is circularity. And now we are addressing the age when the sort of mass production and mass destruction is something to avoid. So we would like to make one beautiful thing and look after it, maintain it, and use for a very long time. And it doesn't have to be like 100% of the original. If something is deteriorates there or gets damaged there, it can be replaced. But the thing can be used for a very long time. And I think that's the point. Yes, of course, concrete, steel is much faster, stronger, and easily sort of mass
And
produced.
Maybe cheaper.
less expensive.
Yeah.
Environmentally costly, right? So, as you two were saying, that I think the time, the age is catching up with this technology. That people knew that the kanshitsu is traditional, uses only natural material, but very expensive. But now I think the society is shifting from what's economical, what's fast, what's long and tall, but now what's more sustainable. And if that's the measure, I think this building is quite it performs very well.